Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. This week we have got somebody joining the convoy and a brand new truck. Because this week for 20 points you can get the Deberti F250. Now this might be one of the most interesting vehicles yet, with 850 brake horsepower, 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs 7,740 pounds. Oh, and it's got a 6.65 litre engine. It comes in this rather nice black, which is good, but you can't see much of the body markings at all, but it does look very, very interesting, and it is very much elongated, shall we say. Going to the inside, it actually looks pretty cool, especially with like these different painted sort of grab handle things. I like that. Oh, on the front, did I mention it's got essentially a collapsible sun of LED lights? And now let's go ahead and take a listen. Now, isn't that interesting? So going to the shop and going out to conversion, we have got a few engine slots available for this thing. We've got an 8.4 litre V10, we've got a 6.5 litre V12, we've also got a 7.7 litre V12, we have a racing 7.2 litre V8, and of course the 7.4 litre V8 twin turbo capable of 1,750 brake horsepower. No, I'm not scared, you are. If you want to, you can also have the option to swap it to rear-wheel drive as well, which I think we might do a bit later on to make this thing actually drift-worthy. In the meantime, we do of course have some aero options for our front bumper. We can of course throw on this massive winch on the front. I think we're going to do that as well, just for the funnies. And for the back, we can go ahead and throw on this brand new camping thing. I believe this is part of the Series 21 update as well, this car features in. And also we can go ahead and put a spare tyre on the back should we wish to, but I think we're going to stick with the camping gear because it looks cool. Something that's going to be very interesting is we can't really change the tyre type, but you can change the tyre profile size, so we can make them at least a little bit bigger. So I think we're going to do that for the front and the back. I did that in completely reverse order, but oh well. And we can go ahead and also make them wider as well, which, yes, you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and do exactly that. Adding on a race turbo takes this thing up to 1,166 brake horsepower with the stock engine and pushes us just over the top of A-Class, but oh well, I think we're going to stick with that and we're going to go ahead and make this thing a bit of an A-Class rally or cross-country build. I'm not quite too sure. But the one thing I know we're definitely going to go ahead and do is make this thing a lot lighter, in fact just under 2,000 pounds lighter. So after all our upgrading, it's cost us 45,200 credits, and we're now making 1,240 brake horsepower on the stock engine. Oh dear. Going over to paints, this thing barely fits in the little sort of paints area, and I can't even zoom it out very far. But going to manufacturer paints, we only have the one, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in just a slightly brighter color just so we can take a little bit of a good look at this thing. I mean, just look at that. It is massive, absolutely massive. And once again, the rims have many advanced paint groups. Okay, it's like 4, but there's still a lot, okay? An interesting fact is, before this series, I didn't even know this thing existed. Because of the fact this thing is absolutely gigantic, we've had to end up taking this thing to a cross-country event. Which means that we're going fast, we're going straight down the side of a hill, and we're going to hope for the best that we try and maybe not pummel this thing into the nearest rock. Here's the first jump of many. Excuse me, Jeep, otherwise I will land on you. Okay, here we go. There's another couple of cars ahead of us. Well, not cars, but say more trucks and Jeeps and whatever. But they are no match for the almighty Deberti Ford F-250. I did not forget the name. Nothing happened. Okay, let's see. Do we get a good bounce this time? We do. That's a lot better than the last time I took this. If you want to know what happened last time I took this thing for a bit of a bounce, check out the video in the little iCard at the top right of your screen. Through the edge of the Baja Festival, well, Baja Circuit, going back the other way to the way I'm usually racing this thing, which kind of threw me off a little bit, but it does not throw off the F250 because, well, it's still out in first. And into a turn we go. Come on, use all that power and torque. Please turn. Please turn. Thank you. Oh, hi, you lot got out quickly. And off the jump we go. We've just sent this thing to space and now back down from space, which is, well, pretty cool. At least it had a nice little flight there. And now here we go yet again off of another doom jump. How is everybody behind us? Oh, everybody else has gone flying, but that doesn't matter for us because we just have to get this last turn right. Thankfully there's no Jeep in front of us this time, and the finish line is right there. Across we go, really doing a very good job of holding on to our first place back there with a time of 2 minutes 32. You watching this video, see if you can do better. Well, the sun's going down, which means we've got to be even quicker than this thing managed to get through that race. So let's head back to the festival and see what else we can throw at this thing. In fact, let's go ahead and swap that in. I don't know what's going on with my sort of frames per second, but that has decided just to not do anything. But believe me, there is at least 2 frames there. I'm trying my best. And now let's go ahead and do a fun job of trying to tune this thing to go drag racing in a truck. This might not have been my smartest idea. Okay, time for the dumbest thing, wheelie check. Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised, this thing weighs 5,000 pounds. So here we are now with 1,750 brake horsepower, a really dumb idea, but away we go. This might just turn out to be the stupidest thing I think I've ever done. Taking a 1,750 brake horsepower truck and just flooring it to the moon on a drag strip. Oh well, let's go ahead and see what we can get. Do we get anything? 168.77. To be quite honest, considering this thing still weighs around 5,000 pounds, I think it's I think it's done a pretty good job. And now we get it ready for the road. Now, while thankfully we don't have to do much, I am going to treat this thing to a new set of rims, just to make it look nice. Now, pulling up to the line here, a video of ours would not be complete without, of course, a top speed check. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with 1,750 brake horsepower in a 5,000 pound truck. Well, let's go ahead and see what we can do. And out of the speed zone we go at 195.72. Let's go ahead and see if we can get any quicker going through the downhill and of course our local speed camera. Through the camera at 198.12 miles an hour we've got a little quicker, and to our downhill we've got 201, 202, 203. Do we get 204 or is that pushing a little too much out of this thing? Looks like it is. 203 is our max speed for this. Although so fair, just imagine seeing this thing come rocketing towards you at anything over 60 miles an hour. I imagine that would be absolutely terrifying. And now we need to go and see if we can send this thing sideways. Now, while I nearly converted this thing to rear wheel drive, I decided, hey, let's keep this thing all wheel because I thought it'd be funny. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we can do with the drift zone. So first attempt going in very, very sideways. In fact, we fill up practically the entire road here. This might become a new roadblock car for people that want to use it. But we've got 42,303 on the first attempt. That is mad. I think that might be one of the highest sort of point performing vehicles we've had, aside from the Wheeling Sunshine, which I still can't get over. Going back in now, going the other way for round number 2. Let's see what we can do. So hopefully try not hit the bridge, unlike every other vehicle we've ever driven through here ever. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. And we've got 33k going back the other way, 33.8 thousand, which is not as great, but I don't think anything can really top that 42,000 point run. However, it wouldn't be complete without, of course, taking this thing to a little bit of sand and take it back off-road to finish off the video. I mean, just look at that sunset. It looks beautiful. Just like this truck. Go ahead and pick one of these up for yourselves. I can't do English. But, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Tag out. Bye! Now that would make for a beautiful photo.